In terms of the existing business we have here, the administrators and the trustees will continue to manage and administer that business on behalf of their clients. But what they would have been expecting is that more business would come in on an annual basis. And I think we have to accept that the likelihood is that the amount of new business coming into Gibraltar is going to decline over the next few years.
So basically we're talking about financial institutions having to find alternatives and diversify.
My own view is that Gibraltar has a history of innovation, and I think that those businesses will start to look at other opportunities. They'll maybe look at other areas such as international pensions or other savings products which they can offer to individuals who are living outside of the UK, working outside the UK, but are looking to provide for their future retirement.
And how easy do you think it will be to do this when nobody really knows what's happening?
Well, I think we have a sort of a clear knowledge of where we're going to be in terms of this new levy, because that's now in place from the 9th of March. We have, obviously the knowledge that Gibraltar is being considered or is being treated as an EEA country. So that gives us, again, at least 2 years. What we don't know, obviously, is what Gibraltar's position will be after Brexit, whether it'll be still considered an EEA country after that. And I think we'll just have to wait and see how the negotiations play out over the next 2 years. But I think for individual Gibraltarians, this really isn't nothing to worry them, because they're involved, their domestic pensions are completely unaffected by this. This has been an industry that Gibraltar has developed in an innovative and entrepreneurial way for people who had worked in the UK, had built up a pension pot in the UK, were no longer living there or were expecting to leave within 12 months, and therefore had opted to move those funds outside of the UK.
And in terms of regulation, there's a deadline for a new system to be put in place for the regulation of personal pensions. I believe it's the 6th of April. How ready are we to meet this?
I mean, that is another change which the HMRC in the UK are making in terms of these overseas pensions, QROPS as we refer to them. And we've been looking at these regulations for a number of months. Government's been working very closely with both the industry and with the Financial Services Commission, the regulator, to ensure that we're absolutely ready. And the only reason those regulations haven't been published earlier is that we were waiting for the final legislation to be passed in the UK. The UK issued a draft consultative document on overseas pensions in December. The deadline for any feedback or comments on that consultative document was the 1st of February, and we were told that the document would be published by the UK government in March. It was published last week, and therefore we are now putting in place the finalising our regulations, which will be made and completed by the 31st of March, so we're well in time for that 6th of April deadline.